Hi guys, I welcome you all to day 49 of our anthropology lecture series. So guys, before we start today, I want to ask you all that actually I'm getting a lot of comments that I should start speaking in Hindi as well. I mean more in Hindi. So please guys, you take out 1 minute before you start studying this video because then you'll forget it. Please comment in the suggestion box that which language should I use more? Should I use more Hindi? Should I use more English? Or should I try and be bilingual? Okay guys, please before you start, please put in the comment section below. Right, so let's start. Today we'll complete the religion topic. So let's start. Yes, so only this much is left. We are going to study about religion, science and magic. So these three things are very, see, हमें today in today's time we will not find any much relevance or similarity difference between these three terms, right? But it is not actually not the truth, because if we see things from a primitive society ka perspective, then we'll see there's a lot of relationship that is there between these three terms. So let's start with it. Religion, we have already talked about that it is about beliefs and practices related to sacred beings. Then you have a whole lot of definitions, कोई भी आप quote कर सकते हो. Then magic, as defined by Fraser, is a technique designed to achieve specific goals by manipulating the supernatural. So यहाँ पे there is a thing. First, they also believe that there is some supernatural being, ठीक है? So first thing, that there is a belief in the supernatural, but then you are not, trying and praying to that god. You are trying and manipulating it. Okay, so this is what the difference is. Then religion is more an internal thing. That means that is more about faith and belief, but magic is more about techniques and rituals. Okay, so now anybody who doesn't know the difference between rituals and all of that should go watch the yesterday's video and should come back. So magic क्या है? It is belief in the supernatural. You try and manipulate that supernatural by some techniques and rituals. Okay, then W.J. Goody, before we talk about W.J. Goody, let's see science क्या होती है basically. So science is the careful study of structure and behavior of physical world by watching, measuring, experimentation and then development of a theory. So basically what we are saying that what is science? Science is very fact based, right? That means that is very scientific, very logical, right? There is reasoning, there is experimentation involved to it. That means अगर हम बोलेंगे कि any law of science, ठीक है, it's based on experimentation, careful study of the cause and effect principles. That means if we do this, this will be the effect, right? So all these measurements, experimentation, that helps us to develop theories, but these theories are related to the materialistic world, right? Not related to the supernatural or something which is mystical, right? So this is the major difference. So now we'll delve deep into these things. So let's start. Let's first see the relationship between religion and magic. So basically religion, you can quote the definition जो हमने दोनों का पीछे दिया है, that first thing. अब now if we look at the similarities, both talk about a supernatural. ठीक है, religion में you pray mostly and try and request them, but in magic you manipulate the supernatural. So one thing is this, but both believe in supernatural. That means there is some mystical relationship with some person beyond this worldly life. Then both are non-empirical. That means both are basically not scientific and both are intangible. That means these are mostly beliefs, right? Agar if I talk about God, that there is some God, I can't see that God. That God is something which I might have a different picture of God, you might have a different picture of God, right? So it's non-empirical. That means it's not scientific. For example, white, the color white will be white for all of us. It will be the same, but again beliefs differ, right? So that is what it is. Then the third thing is both involve functionaries and place. That means if we have to do some religious ceremony also, ठीक है, so it will take place at some special place, ठीक है. For example, अगर हम बोले there are so many big पूजाज दैट टेक प्लेस इन आर, जैसे दुर्गा पूजा इज़ देयर, राइट, ठीक है, उसके लिए एक स्पेशल प्लेस बनाई जाती है, then the priest would come and do the ceremony, right, people would wait and then there'll be some kind of full chanting, all of that. So एक पूरा procedure है that is followed. And similarly with the magic, so now again this is not the magic जिसमें a magician would come, he will try and एक hat से parrot निकालना, that is not the magic we are talking about. This is very primitive kind of magic जिसको see many of times you must have seen the black magic in movies, right, kala jadoo. So magic in primitive societies positive bhi hota hai, it is negative as well. So it's not always black magic, but mostly magic ko they associate with the a little कहते हैं ना negative aspect, ठीक है, because it is often done to pursue your individualistic feelings, ठीक है, to take out your own material gains, ठीक है, to harm the other person. So that is why in the primitive societies magic is often associated with a little bit of negativity, and then उससे बहुत सारे issues भी होते हैं which we are going to read about it. First let us see the similarities. So even if the tantra mantra that these magicians do in the primitive societies, they will go to a cave, at in a night time or whatever time. So basically वो भी एक specific place में होगा and it will be done by a magician, right? So then functionary would be priest in the case of religion, यहाँ पे magician हो जाएगा, right? And then places, time, definite, वो सब रहेगा. Then both are co-extensive. Now this is what James Goody was talking about, that there is a magico-religious continuum. Now let me explain what is a magic religious continuum. देखो magic religion continuum means continuity, ठीक है. So what he is talking about, that in primitive societies there is a continuity, that means they simultaneously believe in magic and religion. For example, in today's modern society we do have our belief in religion, though it is also eroding in many western countries, right? But फिर भी हम बोलेंगे religion is मतलब as a belief it has existed, but magic तो no ना. Today हम थोड़ी ना बोलते हैं, do we actually believe that there is any black magic kind of thing? We do not believe, right? So that is what it is. In primitive societies वहाँ पे magic, religion, all these things are in continuity. That means they are coextensive, they can be together, because anything which is beyond their control, ठीक है, either they will attach it to supernatural things, because इतना scientific temperament नहीं है, they do not know why is it happening, so that is why they start to believe that there is magic, there is religion and all of that, ठीक है. So this is seen in Tocopia. Then primitive use both to achieve goals. That means sometimes they will use religion, sometimes they will use magic to actually achieve their goals. Then same person performing both the things in Dahomey tribe. That means many times क्या होता है in tribes में, there are not different functionaries, because societies are not very developed. Like today we have a different person who performs every different thing, because our society is very hierarchical. That means we have specializations. So only priest would do the things of a priest, only doctor can perform the duties of a doctor, only teacher will perform the duties of a teacher, because society is hierarchical, society is divided, so society is specialized. But in simple societies like of marginal cultivators, herders, hunter gatherers, the society is not that specialized, everybody is doing the same thing. So anybody who would do it is a part-time specialist. That means apart from the time that they will go and hunt, ठीक है, उसके अलावा जो time बचेगा, if they need some activity, this part-time person will do it and then be as normal as the other person. That means यहाँ पे कुछ different position is not taken by these religious functionaries or magic functionaries, and many time it's the same person who will do both the things, right? Then function भी mostly there's a similarity, because both religion and magic try and purge the fear and anxiety in the primitive people, right? Because anything which is beyond their control, which is beyond their uh, you know understanding, they attach it to supernatural, which is both, दोनों में supernatural होता है. So hence it helps to contain their emotional self, ठीक है. So उनका emotion को control करने में it helps. And technique is also ritualistic. That means both in religion as well as magic में there are rituals involved. That means अगर हम कोई marriage ceremony कर रहे हैं या we are doing a black magic, both there will be certain rituals. जैसे marriage में there will be 7 फेराज or there could be कुछ भी हो सकता है, right? और magic में भी similarly कुछ हवन बनाएंगे, they will put something in that, right? So rituals take place in both. So this was the similarity. I hope you have understood. Then comes the difference. This was given by Fraser and R.R. Merritt. So पहली बात तो दो both believe in supernatural, but the notion of God is different. Because in religion we believe that the God is all powerful, and we try to approach the God through these rituals and practices and try to persuade him or request him for what we want, ठीक है. But in magic they do not, though they believe that there is a supernatural, but they believe that they can control the supernatural. Hence supernatural is not somebody who they are giving or showing very respect. It's not like that. They believe that they can manipulate the supernatural. So ये थोड़ा सा difference है इन दोनों में, ठीक है. Then practitioner's attitude भी वैसा आ जाता है, because यहाँ पे there is a element of requesting, so hence he is inferior to the supernatural. But because यहाँ पे manipulation है, he thinks that he is superior and he can control the supernatural, right? Then nature. Religion is more of a non-utilitarian thing, and it's more collective. This means, for example, अब non-utilitarian क्या है? जैसे for example we eat food, it satisfies our hunger. We wear clothes, it makes us feel good, right? Aesthetically, like that. But religion is very internal. It will give you peace, inner satisfaction, which is not a utilitarian thing, right? It's a very, very non-utilitarian thing. Plus there is a collective aspect attached to religion. That means 10 people can together be in one religion, and then they could meet, ठीक है, they could perform certain activities together, and they hold the collective belief which their religion holds, right? So religion is a non-utilitarian thing. That means it is not mundane, it is not routine, which doesn't give you any utility, but it is more peace oriented, internalization का चीज़ है. And then there is collectivization also, and it's abstract. That means it is beyond your worldly life, right? But magic में क्या होता है? Magic holds utility. Because why utility? Because you are trying to attain certain goal from that, which is very immediate. For example, in black magic somebody would try and hurt somebody else, right? Ki this person should get sick, or this person, something bad should happen. So there is a goal attached to it. That means utilitarian है. Individualistic है, because magic is never done in a collective group, ठीक है. Some person is trying to hurt somebody, he will never tell this person or any other person in the group that I am going to do this, because फिर then इसको तो बहुत मार पड़ेगी, right? So that is what happens. And then it is material world से related है, because हम जो भी कर रहे हैं, whatever gains we are trying to take, it is from this world itself, right? So it is material world से related, right? So these are certain differences. Then relationship in practitioner and follower भी different होता है. देखो, practitioner हो गया priest, follower हो गए हम, right? Similarly, magician would be the specialized person who will perform the magic, right? But then there is a client who will ask this magician to do something for this person, ठीक है. For example, this person wants to hurt this person, so he will tell this magician to do certain rituals to hurt this person, right? So then, because ये believe करते हैं कि then they are superior to God, So they have a very professional relationship. That means he will do his work, he will give him something in return, and then over. But priest and follower ka relation is not like this, because both believe that God is beyond both of them. So इसका तो श्रद्धा रहेगी, because he is praying to that God, he is requesting, but even he has the same feeling towards this God. So then the relationship becomes a lot more respectful, a lot more different, because even this person does request this God with a lot of purity in his heart, right? So then here the relationship changes between both of them. Then nature of religion, though both will have a practitioner, that means a priest and a magician, and both will have a place to perform a religion, which was the similarity. But the difference is, priest perform karega the function in a very open way, everybody would know the place and time, it is predetermined. But in case of magic, it is the place is chosen very mysteriously, magician will choose it in the last minute, then not everybody would know about it. So this is how it differs, though both require functionary place, but when and where to do the function or the perform the rituals differs, right? Then significance, ऑफ कोर्स अभी हमने बात किया था कि दोनों का फंक्शन है टू पर्ज द फियर, राइट? बट देन देयर इज अ डिफरेंस. सी, आपको रिलीजन का एंड रिलीजन मैजिक का डिफरेंसेस एंड सिमिलैरिटीज़ को साथ में लेकर चलना है. यू हैव टू थिंक अबाउट बोथ द थिंग्स साइमल्टेनियसली. हमने बोला बोथ हैज़ द फंक्शन ऑफ पर्जिंग द फियर, कंटेनिंग द इमोशंस ऑफ द man, right? But then what is the difference? The difference is that religion is a very very positive thing. It try and instills harmony, peace within groups. But magic is a very divisive force, because if you are trying to do something ill with the other person in your group, then what will happen? There will be divisive forces that will take place, right? Though iska bhi emotion meet hone ki koshish ho rahi hai, and religion is also doing the same thing, but this is negative, this is positive, right? So this is how you will compare. You will talk about the positives, negatives, and how they differ and how they are similar to each other. I hope this topic is clear. Now comes the religion and science. Now religion and science do not share a very close similarity to each other. तो similarity में कुछ ज़्यादा खास है नहीं, ठीक है, because both are made on a very different premise, ठीक है. So there are a lot more differences than similarities, ठीक है, क्योंकि magic and religion में there were similarities also and differences also, because they were based on somewhat similar principles, but इधर similarity ज़्यादा नहीं है, right? So these differences were stated by Taylor, Fraser, Malinowski. So let's see what are the differences. Religion is a closed system. Of course, that means whatever rules, whatever principles that are followed, they will be followed for many years to come, right? They are not questioned and they are not to be questioned. That means we are not open when it comes to religion. Many things we are doing as a part of our religion without even questioning it, whether they are right, wrong, scientific or not, because we believe in it, we have faith in it, right? So it's a matter of faith. जब faith की बात आती है तो logic doesn't hold any much relevance, right? So इसी में अगर मैं साइंस का यहाँ लिख देती हूँ, ठीक है, because science का I have not written because I wanted to develop that thing in you. When religion is a closed system, science is a very open system. That means everything you can question, ठीक है, everything you can think from a logical perspective. Every day new research would come up and science would also evolve, ठीक है, because that is open for questioning, ठीक है. That is not sacred, ठीक है, not sacred, very very mundane, very very regular, very very routinized, because profane, you can even say it is profane, ठीक है. ये sacred है because then it is, हम इसके साथ कुछ सुपर नेचुरल एस्पेक्ट जोड़ देते हैं, सो इट बिकम सेक्रेड. then this is not open to empirical testing, of course, but it is open to empirical testing. Empirical testing क्या होगी? Scientific ways, ठीक है ना? So it is open. Then this is very emotional, of course. We have a very special relation with our God, right? So it makes it a very emotional thing. But science is very not emotional. तो आप बोल सकते हो emotionless होता है, because इधर emotion नहीं चलते, इधर only facts matter, right? Fact based होता है, evidence based होता है. This is very collective, right? That means religion collective भी होता है. But science is very individualistic. That means हम थोड़ी ना बैठ के any person would come up with a experiment, he will do it, and then it is open for everybody to question, and like that. Then religion is benevolent and welfare oriented, though even it was brought for these purposes to inculcate harmony, peace, welfare for everyone. But then religion is also a cause for concern, in the sense that people are fighting based on religious extremism. So that is another thing. But generally the reason why religion came up was welfare, right? So where science be welfare oriented है, but then science can also be used for malevolent things like nuclear weapon. That is not a good invention, right? मतलब good invention the same, अगर आप उसको for energy purposes use करो तो very good, but अगर आप उसको war time पे use करो तो very bad, right? So that is what it is. And religion is end in itself. It is end because ultimately हमें religion से क्या चाहिए? We want salvation, मोक्ष, ठीक है, right? So whatever you call it, salvation, मोक्ष, कैवल्य, nirvana, whatever it is end, because then religion हमको ultimately इस worldly life से दूर ले जाता है. But science is very worldly, ठीक है. हम कभी भी गॉड को गॉड से कनेक्ट करने के साइंस नहीं बना रहे, राइट? हम बड़ी ही वर्ल्डली साइंस बनाते हैं. दैट मीन्स हम इस दुनिया में कैसे रह सकते हैं, क्लाइमेट चेंज को कैसे रिवर्स कर सकते हैं, एंड ऑल ऑफ दीज वर्ल्डली इशूज, राइट? सो आई होप यू अंडरस्टूड द रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन रिलीजन एंड साइंस. देन कम्स मैजिक एंड साइंस. मैजिक एंड साइंस में देयर इज अ सिमिलैरिटी दैट basically magic and science have a similar principle of cause and effect. So then इसकी वजह से, because इनमें भी कुछ similar principles हैं, though of course there will be a lot of differences than similarities, but even then there is a relation of similarity between the two, not like religion and science, okay, where there was entirely different two things. So basically दोनों में similarities क्या हैं? That both are mechanistic procedures. जैसे हमें कुछ chemical बनाना है तो we will always know ना कितना कौन सा chemical mix करेंगे तो ये वाला chemical बन जाएगा, right? So that means we know this mechanically, that इतना ये डालेंगे and this will produce this, right? Science में भी ऐसा ही होता है. If you wanna in magic also this only happens. Magic में भी they know that if they want to do something, what should they do, what is the procedure to be followed. So that procedure never changes, that procedure remains the same, right? So that is what it is talking about. And there is a uniformity of cause and effect. That means many times you will do this is only going to be produced. ऐसा नहीं होगा कि you will do you will एक बार ही आप डालोगे तो कुछ हो ये बन जाएगा, एक बार ही आप डालोगे तो कुछ और बन जाएगा, ऐसा नहीं हो सकता ना. देयर विल बी यूनिफॉर्मिटी ऑफ कॉज एंड इफेक्ट. सिमिलरली इन मैजिक आप दिस प्रोसीजर यू विल डू, ठीक है, तो ओनली दिस इफेक्ट इज गोइंग टू कम, द इफेक्ट इज नॉट गोइंग टू चेंज. दो मैजिक में इट कैन हैपन, इट हैपन्स अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम्स, बिकॉज अगेन दिस इज नॉट साइंटिफिक. तो मेनी टाइम्स इट विल backfire in another ways, but then magic का भी premise यही है कि there will be uniformity of cause and effect, ठीक है. both is done by a specialist, ठीक है, either scientist or the magician. equipments लगेंगे, of course यहाँ पे थोड़े scientific equipments होते हैं, यहाँ थोड़े से unscientific equipments होते हैं, that is the difference. both face failure, yes. even science रिफ्यूट की जा सकती है. इवन साइंस विल फेल अगर आप उसको inadequate knowledge, if you have inadequate knowledge of it, तो even that will backfire. But science का failure is a lot less than what magic would have, because here the principles are a lot, it's not about inadequate knowledge, it is about false principles of cause and effect. That means the cause, that this cause will do this effect, is false. जैसे for example in science you know that if everything is right, if you switch on the button, the light will, you know, it'll get on, right? If you know कि every other thing is fine, that means आपकी पीछे circuit is fine, your light is fine, तो अगर आप बटन ऑन करोगे तो लाइट जलेगी. दैट इज साइंस. बट इसमें कॉज एंड इफेक्ट बहुत करेक्ट है, क्योंकि एवरीथिंग इज करेक्ट, तो कॉज एंड इफेक्ट भी करेक्ट है. लेकिन मैजिक में वो कॉज और इफेक्ट का रिलेशन ही फॉल्स होता है. दैट मीन्स अगर मैं इस फॉर एग्जाम्पल मैं बोलती हूँ ब्लैक मैजिक, मेनी ट्राइब्स व्हाट दे डू इज दे विल टेक अ हेयर of some person whom they want to hurt, and then they will burn that hair, और उस hair को burn करने से they will believe that something bad will happen to that person. Now you tell me, ये cause and effect क्या justified है? Maybe sometimes because of some coincidence, you know, you try and do this and किसी का बुरा हो भी जाए, but this is not every time it is going to happen, right? So this is what false cause and effect is, right? But again both are governed by body of principles. That means दोनों में एक रिलेशनशिप तो है, राइट? बिकॉज वो अगर बिलीव करे किसी का हेयर जलाने से समथिंग बैड इज गोइंग टू हैपन, दैट मीन्स कुछ प्रिंसिपल तो दे आर ऑल्सो फॉलोइंग. एंड सिमिलरली इट गोज फॉर साइंस. देन ओरिएंटेड टूवर्ड्स डिजायर्ड एंड्स. दैट मीन्स एवरीथिंग, मतलब बोथ द थिंग्स मैजिक एंड science tries to deliver certain ends. That means through science we try to improve our lives, we make it more convenient for us, right? Even magic, it has certain you know, ends to meet. For example, you will do something good, you will do something bad, so there is some certain end to meet, right? So this is the similarity between both of them. But then there are a lot of differences. Differences are, पहली बात तो the magic deals with the supernatural world, but science deals with the natural world. So first thing is this. Then science is based on true and logical ideas, which is a matter of fact, but it is not true for magic. It is based on false cause and effect principles. That is what makes it fail a lot of times, right? Then Fraser even called magic the bastard sister of science, because then it was based on illogical principles, it was not matter of fact, it was very like matlab it was false, right? So that is why he called it bastard sister of science. Then in magic there is an element of amazement, एक uncertainty रहती है, because you never know what is going to come out of it, right? So that is why there is a amazement. But there is no amazement in science, because you know it 100 times. If I do the same experiment, the same result is going to come. So then there is no amazement, there is no uncertainty, right? And difference में एक और चीज़ है, when science fails it is because of inadequate knowledge, but if magic fail it is because of error in performance, because they believe that because they have this false notion of cause and effect, so they believe if they have done this thing and it didn't turn out to be this, because ये effect आना था इसका और ये effect नहीं आया, so they will say, oh, we made certain errors in the performance, right? or there was certain counter magic by a bigger force. So this is how they will believe. Of course this is not scientific, right? This is not the scientific logic of it, but then they don't think that way, right? That is why this is part of the primitive societies. Had they been so scientific तो वो भी science का use करते, right? But उनके लिए a lot of things are beyond their understanding. So I hope you guys understood this. Guys, एक topic और बचा, I don't want to complete it today because I just want to take one more day and complete it, so we'll do it tomorrow. And guys, please comment in the comment box कि आपको which language you want me to use more, so I'll use that only. So I hope you guys liked the lesson. If you did, please do like, share and subscribe. Tomorrow we'll take a very short topic is left, we'll complete that, and we'll complete this chapter tomorrow, right? So thank you guys.